If you sell high-ticket home improvements on a one-call close and you don't understand financing, you're losing sales and you're losing commissions. It's that simple. Because financing isn't just something you throw out there when people say it costs too much. Financing is one of the most valuable tools you have to help make the job affordable and help get the sale closed today. And for those of you who offer it, it just separated you from the local guy who just takes cash. Unfortunately, a lot of salespeople don't know how to use this tool right. And in the worst cases, they use it wrong and it costs them thousands of dollars in commissions. So in this video, I'm going to cover the best ways I use financing, the mistakes most reps make with it, how to handle people who don't want to finance, what to do when they don't like your interest rate or want to get their own financing, how to explain 12 months no interest the right way, and how to handle credit turndowns. So stay with me to the end because one mistake here can cost you a sale. A lot of companies have different financing, so please check to make sure the suggestions I give you will work for you. Now, if this video is helping you, please subscribe and like to help me. And if you want more closing training, check out my free one-call closing course listed in the link below. The first thing is this. You need to introduce financing properly. When you're selling your company, financing should be positioned as the benefit of doing business with your company. So when selling your company, you should always say something like, and another benefit of doing business with our company is that we offer financing. So that way, if you see something you like, we can usually make it affordable to anyone. That's how you plant the seed early. Then later, when you're in the price delivery, right before the closing starts, you should always deliver the prices, both an amount and a financing payment. For example, so the total price is $15,555, which you can either pay cash for with a down payment of this and then pay the balance upon completion, or if you want to finance it, the monthly payment would be $460 a month. So if you ever hired us, which way would you go? Too often I see reps do a variation of this where they just say, so do you want to pay cash or finance? That's weak. Why? Because they don't quote the actual payment. And if you don't quote the actual payment, then the customer has no idea what financing actually means. So what did they say? Well, I'm not sure at this point, Ron. Of course they're not sure. They don't clearly understand it. If you're clear on the terms of cash and what financing actually means, then they're much more likely to pick an option right there and not bog down the pricing and closing process. And even then, sometimes I still have people say, well, I'm not sure at this point. One big thing that I leverage in financing is the fact that in most companies, financing means that after the job is installed, then the customer signs a completion notice, then they get a bill a month later with a 30-day grace period where if they pay it in full, there's no interest. So if you add even a 30-day period from the time you sell it to it's installed, that's 30 days to install, 30 days to get a bill, and another 30 days to pay in full. A lot of times it's almost a 90-day period from the time the contract is signed to pay in full with no interest. I leverage that. For example, so when they say, well, I'm not sure if I want to pay cash or finance, I say, do you mind if I make a suggestion? Sure, Ron. If you're not sure whether you want to finance or pay cash, my suggestion at this point is you start by financing. Because if you decide to pay cash, then you have to make a payment now, and you're committed to make a payment when the job is completed. But if you pick financing to start, you have a lot more options. You could start with financing, and that way the job will be done, and you won't get a bill until a month after that. Then when you get the first bill, you have the option of paying the entire payment in full, like paying cash with no interest, or your monthly payment starts. That way, by starting with financing, it's a lot more flexible and you have time to think about what you want to do. So if you ever hired us, do you think you'd pay cash or would you finance it? And a lot of times they'll say, well, in that case, I'd finance it, Ron. That's the point. You don't want to get bogged down that early in the close. Another great way I use this concept is for people who say that your interest is too high or that they could get their own financing. I explain it like this. We simply provide the financing as a service. If you can get your own financing that would be cheaper than this, you would be better off doing that. What most people do is they start with our financing. That way you won't get the bill until a month after the job is installed, which really almost gives you 2 months to find better financing. Then if you find better financing by then, you simply pay us off with the financing you got when the first bill comes and there's no interest at all. Now let's say it takes you 3 months to find better financing. Then you might pay 1 month on our interest, and then when you finally get your financing, just pay off the bill and then you'd be under your interest. At least that way you can get the ball started now and not have to wait to get your new windows and still get the best possible price. Now here's another big problem. A lot of reps don't even understand the financing options their own company has. You need to know your financing options inside and out. I can't tell you how many times a rep told me the customer wanted their payment to be a certain amount and the rep told them we couldn't do it, when actually we could, but the rep didn't know that. That's like throwing money down the drain. If you really want to use financing as a tool, you should be able to tell me how much the monthly payment lowers for every $1,000 the price drops. You should know what the interest rate is. You should know if there's a prepayment penalty, and you should know all the different financing programs your company offers. The job is hard enough than to lose sales because of basic things like that. Now let's talk about handling people who say they don't want to finance. A very common one is, well, I don't have the cash now and I don't want to pay interest. A couple ways to handle that are, well, how long would it take you to save up the money to pay for this then? Now, if they give you a time period that fits a no-interest program, if you have a 12 or 24-month no interest, then great, you're in. Also, for people who say, I plan to pay cash and this is more than I had budgeted, I ask them how much they had budgeted. Say your job was $20,000 and they tell you they thought it was going to be $14,000. Just say, well, why don't you put the $14,000 as a down payment and then your payment will only be blah, blah, blah. You'd be surprised that sometimes closing is just as simple as making a suggestion like that. But if not, sometimes you have to sell them on the financing itself. I'll say, I get it, nobody wants to pay interest, but good or bad, that's a tool we use to get things today. You make payments on your house, right? Yes. Your car? Yes. Well, again, nobody likes to finance, but it's a way of life that helps us get things we need. A good question to ask sometimes if they tell me they don't have the cash to pay for it and they don't finance it is, well, then how are you going to get your new bathroom? That question matters because what are they really saying? They don't have the cash, they don't want to finance, but somehow this is supposed to happen anyway? No. Sometimes you need to make them face reality. Now let's talk about something that I see that is a misunderstood financing tool in home improvement sales, and that is a 12-month no interest or 24 months no interest. This can be a very valuable tool when used right, but unfortunately, most salespeople don't use it right. They just throw it out there when the customer says it's too much money or they can't afford it. Well, how about a 12-month no interest? That's a mistake. Because most no interest offers have a caveat. If they don't pay it off within the allotted time frame, the interest goes all the way back to day one. So if they can't pay it off in that time, you're not helping the customer, you're actually creating a bigger problem. The next mistake is how reps explain the payment on a plan like that. A lot of reps take the amount financed and divide it by the 12 or 24 month promotion period and tell the customer that's the monthly payment. That's usually wrong. For example, if the amount financed is $15,000, then dividing it by 12 gives you about $1,250 a month. Now let's say the customer is planning on paying it off from a bonus or tax refund they'll be getting in 9 months. They may not be able to afford the $1,250 a month until then. So you lose the sale because you quoted the offer wrong. But the real minimum payment may only be around $150 to $175 a month. As long as they pay the balance off by the end of the 12th or 24th month, there'll be no interest. And again, if not, the interest goes back to day one. So the reality is that they may be able to handle the real minimum payment, but you lose the sale because you misquoted the offer. Use this type of financing when they can pay off within the promotion period of 12 months or 24 months. It's great for people who say they need the time to put some cash together or will be getting the money from another source within the time period of your promotion and that they don't want to pay interest, as I mentioned earlier. You need to explain clearly how it works. They used to have a real no payments or interest for 12 months, but today most banks rely on a minimum payment monthly to keep the no interest promotion alive. Now here's another mistake reps make. The customer says, well, do you have a 12-month no interest plan? And the rep says, yes, we do. And that's it. No, you need to close on it. Don't just answer the question, use it. So say, well, would that make a difference? If they say yes, ask why, and now you're somewhere. Sometimes, depending on the situation, I may even close on it harder and say, well, actually, we had a promotion like that early in the year, but I think it expires. Does that make a difference? If they say yes, then I say, well, if I could call and get you that 12-month no interest promotion, could we earn your business then? That's much better than them asking if you have a promotion. You say yes, and then they say, okay, that's good to know. Now let's talk about people who think they have poor credit and won't get approved. Never lose a sale because they don't think they'll be approved. You need to position it correctly. I say, well, the good part about our company is that we can get people approved who normally can't because of our relationship with the banks. So the worst thing that would happen is if you didn't get approved, then at least the price will be locked in for a year. So if you come up with another way to get the money or your credit improves, then you still get the best possible price. The best case is that we do get you approved. You get the windows you really need, and if you make the payments on a timely basis, it'll help increase your credit rating. So you get new windows and good credit. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. That gives them a reason to try instead of talking themselves out of it before they even apply. Now, if they do get turned down or only get a partial approval, don't just stop there. A lot of reps stop right there and the sale dies. See if they can get a cosigner. See if they have other forms of credit. Just do it tactfully so you don't insult them. Say, I don't know what happened. For some reason, we weren't able to get you approved. We were only able to get a partial amount approved. Regardless of what happens after I leave, you might want to check your credit to make sure that nothing fishy shows up that you didn't know about. But in the meantime, is there any way you can get someone to co-sign? Or do you have any ways of getting your own financing? Perhaps a credit card you could just put the remaining balance on? Give them a way out gracefully. You'd be surprised how many people, when you just ask, say, well, I guess I could use my equity line, or here's another credit card, try this one. Again, don't stop just because the first path didn't work. So that's how to use financing to help close more sales on a one-call close. In my next video, I'm going to show you why closing is not talking and how saying too much can cost you the sale. Watch that next. And get my free closing course in the link below. Happy selling!